Leaflets dropped from Russian unmanned aircraft fluttered over Ukrainian positions near Kupyansk this week, urging members of the AFU 114th Separate Territorial Defense Brigade to lay down their arms and surrender to prevent senseless bloodshed, Russian military sources said, a prelude, Moscow added, to a highly charged announcement by President Vladimir Putin inviting journalists to witness conditions inside what Kremlin commanders describe as encirclement zones. Speaking at the Mandryka Central Military Clinical Hospital in Moscow, where he met wounded servicemen, Putin said Russian commanders had surrounded Ukrainian forces in two sectors, Kupyansk in the Kharkov region and Krasnoarmeysk in territory Moscow recognizes as part of the Donetsk People's Republic, and that Moscow was prepared to halt operations for a limited period so foreign and Ukrainian reporters could enter the pockets and see with their own eyes the situation on the ground.
As you know, in the city of Kupyansk and in the city of Krasnoarmeysk, the enemy has been surrounded. By the way, I discussed this issue with the commanders of the respective groups. They do not object to allowing media representatives, foreign journalists, and Ukrainian journalists into the area of the surrounded enemy, so they can see with their own eyes what is happening there, assess the condition of the encircled Ukrainian troops, and so that Ukraine's political leadership can make appropriate decisions regarding the fate of their citizens and servicemen, as they once did in Azovstal.
He stressed the pause was conditional. Moscow would not tolerate provocations, warning Kyiv against using drones or other actions that could endanger journalists and then be blamed on Russian forces. The leaflet campaign and Putin's media offer form part of a broader Russian narrative aimed at demonstrating battlefield control and putting pressure on Kyiv's political leadership to make decisions about the fate of encircled units, Kremlin officials said. What Moscow says has been encircled. Chief of the General Staff, Valery Gerasimov, who spoke alongside Putin, offered the most detailed military accounting. He said that in the Krasnoarmeysk-Dmitrovo sector, the central group of forces, made up of units from the 2nd and 51st Armies, had encircled a large enemy grouping amounting to 31 battalions and including elements of several well-known Ukrainian formations. The 25th Airborne Brigade, 79th Air Assault Brigade, 68th Jaeger Brigade, the 35th and 38th Marine Brigades, the 425th Separate Assault Regiment, and the 153rd and 155th Mechanised Brigades.
Secondly, in the direction of the western group of forces, Kupyansk was surrounded. The assault units of the 68th Motorized Rifle Division of the 6th Army, having performed a flanking maneuver, took control of the enemy's crossings over the Oskol River south of the town, and in coordination with the 47th Motorized Rifle Division and the 27th Motorized Rifle Brigade of the 1st Tank Army, blocked the Ukrainian armed forces on the left bank east of Kupyansk. The enemy's 14th, 43rd, and 116th Mechanized Brigades, as well as the 1st Ukrainian National Guard Brigade, are surrounded, with 18 combat battalions in total. In addition, the western group of forces continues to advance in the Krasny-Lyman direction, completing the liberation of Yampol.
In the Kupyansk direction, Gerasimov said, assault units of the 68th Motorized Rifle Division of the 6th Army executed a flanking maneuver to take control of crossings over the Oskol River, and in coordination with the 47th Motorized Rifle Division and the 27th Motorized Rifle Brigade of the 1st Tank Army blocked Ukrainian forces on the left bank east of Kupyansk. He named specific Ukrainian formations he said were trapped: the 14th, 43rd and 116th Mechanized Brigades and a National Guard Brigade, and put the number of surrounded battalions at 18 in that sector alone. Gerasimov also reported continued Russian advances in other directions, including the Krasny-Lyman axis and southern Volchansk, and said units of the Vostok group of forces had liberated settlements in the Dnepropetrovsk and Zaporozhye regions. He added that strategic forces had conducted training launches of Yars and Sineva intercontinental ballistic missiles and fired Kh-102 air-launched cruise missiles as part of readiness drills.